Guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about tomato seed oil from AVAT. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about AVAT the company. I'm going to talk about the product itself, and finally I'm going to give you my opinion of it. My name is Sharon. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. I call it AVAT, A-V-A-T. The full name is Appalachian Valley Natural Products and Anatolian Treasures, or AVNP. Now, to further complicate the matter, there's another website out there called Ancient Healing Oils, and they look like they're copycats of each other. Now, the story behind these two websites is pretty interesting. So, AVAT used to be owned by a man called Butch Owens. It was a wholesale-only company, and Ancient Healing Oils was and is still owned by John Krosky. John Krosky was a customer of AVAT. Well, eventually Butch decided to retire and John purchased the company. Instead of merging these two companies and websites, he kept them as two distinct entities. Now, my opinion is both of them had good reputations, they'd been around for a while, so he just kept things as is. However, he did make one important change, and that is, while he kept the wholesale pricing, he now opened it up to the public, so anybody could purchase from them. There's no minimum order, and you don't have to have a business, which is absolutely fantastic. So I purchase oils for myself and my family. I use them mainly for diffusion. I'm not making soaps or body butters or anything like that. Basically using them for diffusion. Now his prices are super cheap. Keep in mind these are wholesale. There are a number of things he does to keep his prices down. So first of all, you take a look at his website. It is very basic. Cannot hold a candle to Eden Garden or plant therapy. And I found out about AVAT through a Facebook group called Real Aromatherapy Reviews and More 2.0. It's got about 10,000 people in it, and they review a whole bunch of different companies. And people had kept recommending AVAT. So I checked them out. Website is very simple, like I said. They do have basic information. They'll have country of origin. They usually have the extraction method, whether it's refined or not. Give you a simple description. Their reviews are very old. I don't even see how you can enter reviews nowadays. But like I said, he's targeting people who kind of know what they're doing. Another thing he does is social media. He's not that active. He's got Instagram and Facebook, rarely updates it. He does have a newsletter he puts out every once in a while. His labels, if you take a look at his labels, very, very basic. Here is his carrier oil, a bigger carrier oil. Look, it has a color on it, but usually they're very basic. One other thing he does is they live in a small town, or they're located in a small town, and he gets the boxes for the packaging from the local high school. So he's saving money, and he's reusing materials, before they go to the recycling bin. Now, as far as ordering from him, if you make a purchase of $39 or more and you're in the continental U.S., you get free shipping. If you're outside this area, you do something called shared international shipping. And I don't have experience with this, but what he does basically is he'll give you a quote. You can decide whether or not to proceed. Then you guys share the cost of shipping somehow. Of course, you're responsible for taxes, duties, fees, or anything on your end. In addition, every order gets 3 free 75-cent samples. They are like this. This is the essential oil, which is 0.3 of a milliliter. And the carrier oil, he says it's 1 milliliter, but I feel like it's more. Now, I have come to really like samples. A couple of reasons for this. Even though, the companies I talk about, Plant Therapy and Eden's Garden, aren't cheap, $7 for an oil versus 75 cents. 75 cents is so much better because I can try it. There's another company out there called Eden Botanicals, and if you do the math and you break it down, which I have, 3 samples from AVAT are $2.25, right? 75 cents each normally. Eden's Garden, 1 sample is 1 milliliter, and it's $2. So in order to get the same milliliters with AVAT, I spend $2.25, and with Eden Botanicals, I would spend $2. Now, why do I purchase from AVAT? 2 reasons. The shipping is $39, whereas Eden Botanicals is $49. And with AVAT, I get 3 oils to try for about the same price versus 1. Now, of course, I do want to purchase from Eden Botanicals because there's not going to be one company that has all the oils. And I feel like I'm pretty basic in oils, but there are oils that Eden Botanicals does have. And eventually, I'm going to purchase from them probably in a year or so once I go through everything I have. But that is some information about AVAT. So I want to talk to you guys about the product itself finally. So tomato seed oil. I purchased a whole bunch of oils and carrier oils this time because usually I had been purchasing essential oils. So I wanted to try the different carrier oils that he had. And I know more information now than I knew then. So I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of this carrier oil. So this is cold pressed, it's unrefined, and it's from India. So right away I can tell you guys this is probably an oil that I would repurchase because it's cold pressed and unrefined. I am trying to use the lower heat method. So cold press is the lowest heat method. Then above that you would have expeller press. And for me, unrefined oils maintain their integrity. When they go through the refinement process, they're taking parts out of it. Now, I understand in some oils, such as castor oil and almond oil, even emu oil, animal oils, you do have to have it refined somehow for safety. But for the most part, I do want them to be cold pressed and unrefined. It is from India. A lot of his carrier oils seem to be from India. So I had to look up some more information. The shelf life it seems to vary. It seems to be 12 to 18 months. Now, shelf life is going to depend a lot on how you store it. I put mine in the refrigerator. It's right away from heat and light. These two things can damage carrier oils as well as essential oils. And he also gives you, I also wanted to know the fatty acid composition. I don't know much about fatty acids. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. But it is about 50% linoleic acid, 25% oleic, and 20% stearic, more or less. And if you do know about fatty acids, you can look that information up, but I'm just throwing that out there. So he says it's really good for sun damage, wrinkles, age, like anti-aging things, antioxidants. I also found information for stretch marks and cellulite. It's also good for skin conditions, in particular psoriasis and eczema. So the three things that I should say I was looking at were eczema, because my daughter has eczema, and also acne and anti-aging. And with acne, you also have hyperpigmentation, or I do at least. So those were things that I was looking at. And so this oil, it seems to cover a lot of that. So I want to show you guys what it looks like. So like I said, this was 75 cents. I believe there's probably about 2 milliliters in here. I haven't measured this bottle, but either way, it definitely looks like more than 1 milliliter. And if you move it around, it is a very, very light oil. And I patch tested this on. I'm not even going to take it off, but it is so light. And it does have a small, a little bit of a scent, a little bit of an oily scent. I don't think it smells like tomatoes. It's definitely not overpowering as well, but because this is unrefined, it is going to have usually a scent. So I do like this. I would repurchase this. I definitely also like the sample because I feel like a lot of companies out there, like I was looking at Plant Therapy, I think they have 2 ounces, and Eden's Garden has 4 ounces. That is a lot of oil, and especially like me, right now I'm using them individually, but in the future I'd like to mix them together. So if I have, a couple milliliters, and I believe like about 10 milliliters can last me, a couple weeks or at least a month, it gives me a chance to use the oils before they end up expiring. So I give you guys a lot of information about that. I've told you about the product and my opinion of it. Now I want to hear from you guys. Have you purchased anything from AVAT? If you have, let me know what you purchased and your opinion of it. And also tell me about tomato seed oil. If you've ever used it, how did you use it, and what did you think of it? Please leave a comment below. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. Like this video and give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. I will see you guys later.